So just take a second to get situated, get your space how you'd like it. Grab some oil if you want to. I've got my anxiety blend. It has been on tap lately. So just take a second to kind of get what you need. Candles or blankets or blocks or straps or anything that you think you might kind of support you today in your practice. Cats, dogs, socks, whatever it makes you feel good. There goes mine. Just take a second if you chose oils or if you didn't, just to kind of breathe and arrive. If you did choose oils, just kind of inhaling, cupping it over your nose. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. One more. Inhale and exhale. And just take a second just to bring some awareness to your body. Just noticing what it feels like to sit where you're at. Getting in contact with every part of your body. Start with your feet, just noticing your feet, your calves, your knees, your thighs, your hips, stomach and back, chest, shoulders, arms, hands, your neck, your head, and then just slowly letting your eyes close or adopting a soft gaze. If you chose to pull up the playlist, it is on my Spotify. It is the Hope and Peace playlist. And we'll start it in 3, 2, 1. I'm just beginning to get present with whatever's going on in your world today. Just being here. We're going to sync up our breath a little bit and practice some Ujjayi breath. So that's the ocean breath where we kind of breathe through our nose, but creating some space in our throat, kind of like we're gasping with surprise with our mouth closed. So, and exhale, breathing through the nose, maintaining that same sensation like you're fogging a mirror. So you hear kind of a just breathing in for 3. And breathing out for 3. In and out. In and out. Just maintaining this sensation as you breathe throughout your practice. Just take a few more rounds of breath. And then on your next breath, just bringing your shoulders slightly up to your ears on the inhale. And exhale, just dropping them straight down. Inhale to ears. And then exhale straight down. Inhale up. And then exhale down. Inhale, arms come up. Then exhale, twist to the left. Take a breath here. Inhale to center. And exhale, twist to the right. Take a breath. And inhale, center. Do 2 more rounds on your own breath. Whatever feels good to you. If you want to maintain that breath in the middle, go for it. And coming back to center. And hands on your knees, and just take a second to kind of make some circles with your body. So kind of on the exhale, you're coming forward and down and around. And inhale as you come back up. And exhale down. Inhale up. And then switch sides when it feels right to you. Exhaling down. And inhaling up. Syncing it with your breath. Slowing down if you need to. And coming back to your center when you feel ready. And exhale, let your head lean forward, stretching out the back of your neck. And inhale all the way up and back. And exhale, bend forward. Inhale up. Exhale forward. Inhale up. And exhale back to center. Just taking your wrists and making some circles. Do it out here or out here, whatever feels better in your body. Just kind of moving them around, warming them up, and then going the other direction. And taking your feet out. You can prop back on your hands if you want to, just making some circles with your toes, with your ankles. I forget our hands and our feet a lot, but they do a lot of the work for us. And just checking in with your body and seeing if anything else needs to kind of wake up. If you just need to kind of move around a little bit or do some shoulder circles or stretch your neck out, whatever feels right. Just noticing what your body needs today. Whenever you feel like you've kind of woken it up, let's taking a second where you're at, just set an intention. How do you want to show up in this practice? How do you want to show up for yourself? What do you need tonight? Just noticing what your body's telling you. You have a picture of it in your mind's eye. Just take a couple breaths. And inhale your arms up. And exhale to heart center. And just thank yourself for showing up today. Start with some gratitude. It's really hard sometimes just to do the things that we know we probably should do, but life is life. So just thank yourself. And when that feels complete, coming up to standing, however you like to get there. And coming to the top of your mat, just kind of, actually, yeah, this way. Just take a second just to kind of get your stance to feel grounded. So just really kind of rooting your feet in the ground, noticing those points of contact on your heels, on your toes. Taking a big sigh as you just kind of tap into that center channel of energy, feeling it really in alignment. And inhale, arms come up. Exhale over to the right. Inhale, center. Exhale, left. Inhale, center. Exhale, step the left foot out. Arms come down to a T, so it's star, look like a star. Just take a second to breathe here. It's like you're sending energy out your fingers, out your toes, out your head. And on an exhale, left hand comes down to left ankle or shin, right arm comes up. Open up your chest. And exhale, right arm comes down to share space with that left hand. And come over into a wide-legged forward fold, bringing yourself to the center. You need to grab a block if that feels more supportive, just so you can really rest into it, feel your low back loosening, go for it. Just take a couple breaths here. And on your next exhale, walking your fingers over to your right ankle. Inhale, left arm comes up, opening your chest up. And exhale up into star. Inhale, make our arms into goalposts. And exhale into goddess. Squatting down just a little bit. Inhale back to star. Exhale, step both feet together. Arms come up. Exhale to the right. Inhale, center. Exhale, left. Inhale, center. And hands come down to a space of connection. And be hearts, heart and stomach, and be hands at heart, whatever works for you. Let's take a second to check in. Notice what happened there. And what I mean by that is, in the middle of that, I noticed my throat kind of doing a funny thing. So I'm noticing some sensation in my throat. Just get curious about whatever you're noticing. It doesn't mean anything in particular right now, but you might put together a puzzle. One more round. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale to the right. Inhale, center. Exhale, left. Inhale, center. Exhale, step out into a star. Inhale, arms to goalposts. And exhale, squat down into goddess. Inhale to a star. Exhale, left hand comes down to the ankle, right arm comes up, opening your chest up wide to the world. And exhale, right hand comes down. And walking your hands over to the middle, just taking a couple breaths here. You might choose to maybe hold your elbows, opposite elbows, if that feels good. Hands on a block. You can bring your hands behind you if that feels good, whatever works for you. Just releasing. And on an exhale, walking your fingers over to your right ankle. Inhale, opening that left arm up. Exhale, coming up to star. Inhale, goalposts. Exhale, goddess. Inhale, back to star. Exhale, both feet together. And breathe here, inhale. Exhale to the right. Inhale, center. Exhale to the left. Inhale, center. And hands to a space of connection. Again, just checking in with your body. Didn't notice that sensation in my throat, but definitely noticed something my foot is telling me now. So we move our awareness as our body needs us to. And one last moon salutation. Inhale, arms come up. Do it really slow this time. Exhale to the right. Inhale to center. Left exhale. Inhale to center. Exhale, step into star. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, goddess. Inhale, star. Exhale, left hand to left ankle. Right arm comes up. Maybe take an extra breath here if that's what your body needs. And exhale, both hands down. And walking your hands to the middle one last time. Maybe try something you haven't tried before. Maybe this time it's hands towards the ground, or maybe it's the ragdoll one, maybe it's behind your back. Whatever really just lets you melt over and release. And exhale to the right. Inhale, left arm comes up. Exhale to star. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale down into goddess. Maybe let an audible sigh out sometimes. Inhale back to star. Exhale, step together. Inhale. Exhale to the right. Inhale, center. Exhale, left. Inhale, center. And back home. Just take a second again. Just notice what's going on. My awareness is still on my foot. Just kind of notice where your attention's going, what feels good, what doesn't feel good. Just listen to what your body's trying to tell you. Wonderful. And I'll turn so you guys can see. We're just going to kind of come back into a mountain pose. Not going to do any half salutations, but just kind of getting grounded again. And if you need to move a block so it's in front of you, if that kind of helps whenever you're folding over, go for it. I'm just taking a second to be grounded. And on the exhale, hinging at the hips and folding forward. And when we're folding forward, remember, bend your knees as much as you need to kind of bring your belly down to spine, or sorry, belly down to the thighs, whatever feels resting and supportive. And from there, maybe trying to straighten your hamstrings just a tiny, tiny bit more, feeling that stretch in your hamstrings. And just really release and melt here. This is an inversion. The wide-legged forward fold is an inversion. You don't have to get on your head to kind of get that same benefit of everything kind of flowing back down. If it feels right to you, you might want to ragdoll your arms again if you're really into it, or maybe bring your hands behind your back and clasp them. Whatever feels right to you. Maybe move all around, back and forth like a monkey, whatever feels right. Just noticing what's going on in your body and your breath. Inhale. And exhale. And with the sensation of kind of supporting your spine, just kind of imagine belly to spine is sometimes helpful for people. Using that point in the middle of your stomach to kind of propel you back up, hinge at the hips. Just taking a second and coming down to the ground when that feels complete. And if you have a wall or a couch or something, I invite you to kind of scooch over to it so that your legs are kind of facing the thing. And scooching up towards it, I'll invite you to put your legs up it. So if it's a couch or a chair, you might have it over it like this. If it's a wall, it might be like this. You could certainly do it freestanding if that feels better. But we're just going to kind of rest and relax and just let some stuff flow down. So it might be better to have a wall or a couch or something. And just scooch however you need to get where it feels right. So move as much as you need to before we settle into it. This carpet is not made for this. And when it feels right, just taking a deep breath in and sighing it out. Just really letting all the crap that floats down to our feet, just letting it flow back up to where it needs to go. Staying with your breath. You've chosen to keep up with Ujjayi breath, breathing in and out. And in and out. In and out. As you continue to breathe, just kind of imagine, maybe not imagine, maybe sense that feeling of the ebb and flow of how our body works, how it pumps blood down and it returns up, and how we breathe in and out, and that exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide. Just noticing how cool it is that so many of our body systems sync up. Everything's connected. And tuning into your own breath's pace. Breathe in and out 10 more times, 10 more cycles. And only when you're done with your 10 cycles, start to come back down to the ground. whenever you're done with your 10, coming over into a child's pose on your mat. So it looks like widening your knees out a little bit and sinking back on your heels, just kind of resting. Maybe your third eye is on the ground, forehead's on the ground, or maybe you're resting on your hands, whatever feels good to you, but just kind of sinking down into a child's pose. And just feeling that sensation of just being held, of everything kind of coming back into center. Maybe you notice yourself sinking more and more into it. Maybe you're coming down a little bit further. Maybe your hips are releasing a little bit. Just notice what's going on. Staying curious, staying with the breath. Taking a few more breaths, only when it feels right to you. Kind of pushing back up, coming back onto your seat, however it feels right to you. And just taking a second, staying in connection, just noticing what's going on. And pay special attention to your hips. Maybe even just letting your eyes close for a second as you draw your awareness there. Just noticing what your body's telling you today is, as we kind of move into some hip work, just noticing, do I need to be really gentle today? Do I want to kind of push myself? What is it that I need right now? And just noticing what your body's telling you. And when you have that answer, just staying with me for 1 second as I show you the options, and then I'll invite you to take whichever option fits for you. Our option 1, of course, is when we're on our back, we cross over right over left and kind of stay there. We can make it a little bit more intense if we want to by pulling our leg up. The other option is to come over into tabletop. So hands are under shoulders, knees are under hips, tipping your toes and pushing up into down facing dog. Just taking a breath here. And inhaling, looking forward, and exhaling your leg up like this. You're kind of doing the same thing, but you're doing it just with one leg like this and kind of sinking back into your hip. So whichever choice you want to take, cool, go for it. Notice what your body is telling you. So I'll show you this one again if you do want to try this, but wherever you go, we're just going to kind of sink into it for a good couple of breaths. So inhale, the leg comes up and over, so it's like a pigeon, so it's like a little L. And just kind of moving until you feel like it feels right. It's enough sensation for you. So for me, it's looking a lot more like my foot is pointing way in here. It's not like this. So it's way in here because that feels way more comfortable for me. And I get the stretch and the sensation I want. So just sinking into whatever you need right now. Really breathing in, connecting with the breath wherever you're at. And exhale, sinking just a little bit deeper into wherever you're at. Inhale. And exhale. If you're in pigeon and you want to come down on your forearms, you totally are welcome to if that feels right. And breathing in and releasing. And once again, staying with this for 10 cycles of your breath. So breathing in and out. And also not being rigid with yourself. So if you notice that you feel complete, of course, come out of it. So whatever you need. If you're on your back, just bringing your legs or your feet down to the ground. If you're in pigeon, just maybe coming back into a child's pose for a quick second. Just noticing how that feels to kind of release there. And then whenever that feels complete to you, doing the opposite side. Being settled, noticing what feels right to you, what is enough sensation for you. Making any adjustments you need. Good example is on this side, I have kind of a pinched nerve, and so I have to make some pretty big adjustments, and that's okay. It's whatever you need. And when it feels right, just kind of sinking down into it and following your own breath for 10 cycles. Whenever you've reached the end of your breath, again, just putting your feet down on the ground or coming back into child's pose. And coming up to a seated position. And get set up the right way for this. So feet should be like you're just going to kind of chill like this, like they're out just a little bit. They're not necessarily like this, but you're just kind of like ready to chill. And feet are firmly on the ground. And on the exhale, let your knees fall over to the left. You're going to kind of go with it a little bit, but then try to kind of turn your torso just a little bit around this way. And you can kind of fall over that front leg on the exhale. So my legs just fell over to the left and I'm kind of falling over. If I want some more support, I can grab a pillow, a block, whatever, to kind of just rest. You don't have to go all the way down to the ground. Just feeling that sensation of folding over your front leg. Same with your own breath. We're just going to go 5 cycles this time. And on an exhale, coming up to center, pulling both knees. Maybe you need to shake it out a little bit if that felt any sort of way. And getting set up again. And on an exhale, letting them fold over to the right. And exhaling over that front leg. Again, using whatever you need to kind of support you. You do not have to go all the way over. It's about achieving the sensation you want. I mean, you could really just stay, upright if that feels right to you. And staying with your breath for 5 cycles. And coming back up. And coming down on your back. And grabbing your block if you want to, if you want something supportive, or your bolster or whatever. And just in preparation for some bridges, just kind of getting situated where your feet are in contact with the ground, your back's flat on the ground. Just taking a second just to breathe here. Just notice your breath. Then on the next inhale, lifting your hips up into a bridge. And exhale, bringing them back down. Inhale, bridge, and maybe rainbow your arms up for a count of 4. And exhale, back down. Inhale for 4. Exhale, back down. Inhale, 4. Exhale, down. One last time. Inhale, 4. And exhale, down. You can stay right here. Or if you have a block and you want to take a restorative bridge, you can inhale, placing the block under your sacrum, and exhale, just kind of releasing onto it. Wherever you're at, just stay in contact with your breath for a couple of cycles. Two more cycles. And coming back down and hugging your knees into your chest. Maybe rolling around a little bit, massaging your low back. And bringing your knees or your feet down to the ground. And leaving your feet there, leaving your knees bent. Inhale, pick your hips up just a little bit and kind of move over so you're coming down on your left side. So you're like a little more lopsided and you're a little more on your left side. And on the exhale, just let your knees fall over all the way onto your left side. So we got a gentle spinal twist going on. Arms out to a T. Maybe you look over one side or the other, whatever feels right for you. Just really letting your body kind of wring out the rest of what you need to let go of today. I'm going to stay with this for 5 cycles of breath. And on an exhale, coming back to center and straighten your hips out. Inhale, pick them up and drop them over a little bit on your right hip. And exhale, bringing your right knee, your left knee over to the right. Arms come out to a T. Just notice what else might be curious. Maybe one side's feeling different than the other. See what your body's telling you. Coming back to center. And I'll invite you, if you would like, to take one more inversion today. And it might be the same one where you want your legs up a wall or over a chair. If you are into inversions and it's in your practice and you want to do something like a headstand or something, feel free, but I'm not going to lead you in that. Just putting your feet up again, just really kind of imagining the sensation of like everything just falling back down, settling back down before we fall into Shavasana. I'm staying with this for 3 more cycles of breath. Coming back down, ending up, taking up space Getting settled, preparation for Shavasana. Legs are wide if you want them to. Arms can be up here or wide to your sides, whatever feels right. Just take one final stretch. And just let your eyes gently close and just rest. And starting to bring some awareness back to your fingers and toes, into your body. And picking your favorite side to roll over onto, and bringing your knees up and your elbows in, just resting in this very first position in life for just a couple seconds. And come up to seated when you're ready, maintaining just a soft gaze. Just let yourself re-enter slowly. No need to rush. Staying with your breath. And taking a second to just think of a few things that you really need to hear tonight, or you did hear tonight, or you need to hear for the rest of the week or the weekend. For me, a lot of the time, it's just simply, I've got this, or I'm safe, or it's going to be okay. Whatever your words are, just kind of pull those phrases up in your mind's eye. Since you're all muted and you're all at home, I invite you to say them out loud as we do some tapping. So just starting with the point between our eyes, and just saying whatever statement comes to mind that you need to hear. And into your temples, whatever else you need to hear. And your cheekbones, under your eyes. And coming down just below your collarbone. And gentle squeeze of each wrist. Deep breath in, and side out. And just take a second to feel grounded, feel calm, feel centered. And inhale, arms come up. And exhale, they come down to your heart center. And the badass in me bows with deep, deep gratitude to the badasses out there, badass inside of all of you. We are one. Namaste. I will say before I stop recording and unmute, because we did inversions and because we did hip openers, lots and lots of water. Go drink a lot of water. So just FYI. And let me stop.